I often say that when you're first, you get the bruises and the scrapes and the bumps, but you open the doors for other people.
Yeah.
And so you have opened those doors, but I feel like they're coming through those doors that you opened for different reasons. I feel like some feel pressured to. Social media is very powerful, and they're like, I gotta do this. I gotta be diverse, even though I don't want to. Or they see that there's money to be made, but they don't care about the cause. Or you've opened their eyes and they see the light, many other reasons. But I wanna ask you, are the reasons important? Does it need to be from this altruistic, or just the diversity is important and it doesn't matter what the reason is?
I kind of actually don't think about it really. I kind of just do it. I kind of feel like, when we're in a fitting or want to dress an actress for the Oscars or whatever it is, I don't really even think too much about anything anymore about the goal is to make them look great. That's kind of it.
I know you, I meant others.
And that's to my point. So that's what I think about. And I think it's very interesting that other brands don't think that same way, because then it's just so inauthentic. You can see right through it. I think that's why a lot of brands have had a very struggling few years, just because they're not really a part of like a bigger picture change. I think culture is a big part of that too. Not dressing a different group of people is wild to me. It's especially if you are in a business. I mean, we do sell clothes. It's still important in some way. So why alienate a customer? I always thought that was a bit strange, at least for a young brand building. So that's how I approach it, and I think other brands are starting to change, and I think they're understanding it, but it is still a bit weird when we put like curvy girls on the runway and it's shocking to people. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why is it shocking? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's very interesting to still get that feedback even now.
Just to piggyback on Christian's point, there's also a level of like optical allyship that's happening too, right? Because Christian, like, you produce clothes in all different sizes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of designers who will have a runway show and they'll put, a lot of women of different sizes in the runway show, but then when you actually go to shop the brand, like there's nothing. It's only size 2, size 4. So that's also really problematic. So for those who don't know, in 2020, a few days after George Floyd was murdered, I was talking on the phone to someone who's working for a major retailer. And, they were saying, like, should they donate to the NAACP or Black Lives Matter? And, like, how much should they really donate? Like, how much is enough, you know? And I was like, how much is enough? I don't really know how to answer that. And actually, like, that's not what we need from you, right? And I really wanted to take a second and think, what would it look like for major retailers to actually step up and support the Black community? And I kind of said to myself, okay, Black people are almost 15% of the population. Major retailers should commit 15% of their shelf space to Black-owned businesses. I thought about that proposition for an hour, what that would then mean to the American economic landscape if some of the biggest retailers in the country started doing that. And I posted on Instagram that day. It was a Saturday, and I tagged every major retailer I knew, which everyone in my office was like, about that. But, it had to be done, right? And that's what platforms are for. So that was a Saturday. Sunday, I stayed up overnight with my web designers. We launched a petition Monday at noon. By Tuesday, we had 100,000 signatures. By Wednesday, we became a nonprofit. And by Friday, Sephora became the first major corporation to commit to the 15% pledge. And so now, over the past 2 years, we've signed over 28 major corporations, the longest of which is Nordstrom, and they've signed a contract with us for 10 years. So every quarter, we actually check in with all these retailers and do an audit with them and partner with them and make sure that they're actually being able to onboard more Black-owned businesses onto their shelves. So far, we've placed almost 600 Black-owned businesses.
And can you drop the mic on how much revenues have come in?
Oh my gosh, Tyra, it's over $10 billion.
Billion.
So, when people say, like, oh, it's just fashion, like, that's cute, we're a lot more powerful than that. It changes lives. We have a platform. We have the opportunity to speak out, engage with our customers, inspire people. It was my idea, but ultimately it was my customers and my followers on social media that really took the idea and lifted it up and helped it spread.